Welcome, Ross Sports, to another edition of Monday Night Miracle. I apologize, it's going to be out a little late. Actually, I had to do some work today. Normally, I don't really do a lot of work in the field as much these days, but I had to get out there and do some work out in the field, actually run some mud. And, it felt good. Actually, I can still do it. But anyways, so it's going to be a little late today, so we're just going to move on. I think I'm going to stick with these videos. I really like them. It gives me a chance to actually kind of go over each one and kind of get my little point of view and stuff. So, so we may continue with these until I get bored with them, I guess. I don't know. Shit. Figure something out. But so we've had a pretty crazy week, I think, this week with some upsets. No real big scores. I mean, just your normal scores, no real huge things jump out, but we're going to jump right in there and just kind of roll through this real quick, and so everybody can get on with their Monday and enjoy the game. But so here we go. We're going to jump over here to the top scorers of the week, and we'll get those going. So top scorers, we like to call them our miracle workers. Here is Lamar Jackson is on the list again this week. Jalen Petrie, Dietrich Wise. You know, we started. Almost started him, and I didn't. And I think I started Grover Stewart instead. I'm not sure. But yeah. So, but anyways, Max Crosby, Brandon Graham, Javon Holland, Roquan Smith, Josh Metellus, safety for Minnesota. Got that interception late in the game. But Mark Andrews again made the list. Sheldon Rankins, Khalil Herbert. Nice hold there for John too. I wanted to go after him in RFA, especially after I traded Montgomery. John really made it sure that he was going to do whatever he had to do to keep him in. That was a good hold for him. If Montgomery misses any time, he'll step right in there, the same role, and should be just as productive. Devontae Smith, Rashaan Evans, Ty Smith, and a few others. Got the rookie Devin Lloyd. He's doing amazing this year. David Njoku. Okay, so there's our miracle workers for this week, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try to move through this a little quicker than normal, but it is Monday and I'm late, and all the other good stuff. So we're gonna jump right over here to the matchups and figure what the hell. We'll just start with the first one on the board here. Oh, might as well. It's the roster wars. I mean the Rising Rookies monster matchup here. It's the Mugmen and the Legion. And the Mugmen just continued their quest to rebuild and kick everybody's ass all at the same time. But yeah, he had some good, his players did well, you know. Cordell Patterson did okay. Devontae Smith, Amon St. Brown came a little bit back down, but he's still getting the targets, still getting the Mark Andrews, Justin Tucker, obviously. And then he did really well on the defensive side with Alex Anzalone, Jalen Ramsey. He had Javon Holland, Devin McCourty. Just put up some solid numbers for him and really boosted him to this win. Where on the other side, the Legion, as you can see, is quite red. Sorry, but I don't really see any highlights other than Nick Bolton, Jamel Dean. Okay. Other than that, though, nothing really sticks out. I mean, not even in projections over here. So yeah, it was a bad week. Not even Jefferson. I mean, Jefferson going for 3 for 14 was horrible. But Cooper Kupp just pretty pedestrian type day for him as well. Yeah, like I said, it was really weird. So the Milkmen are going to take this one and move to 2-1. 2-1. Take the early lead in chapter 12. So congratulations to Mugman and the Legion. Will fall to 1 and 2. Slide over here. We'll just pick this one here next. Oh yeah, I forgot. Do they have anybody going tonight? I guess it really doesn't matter. It's a pretty good, pretty big. I'm sure Mike's like, yeah, just keep moving, man. But he's got Anthony Brown going for Mike, and Corbin's got Leighton Vander Esch, CeeDee Lamb. So it should be a pretty slam dunk win for him. No problem. So let's move on. Over here is some really contending type teams over here battling it out in chapter 10. The Pigskins and the Unicorn. At the time, right now, the Unicorn are 3-10. Have someone going. I'm not even looking at what went down. I'm gonna have to say that Unicorns pulled the upset and got the win. I wouldn't even really say it's an upset. They have a pretty good roster, so it's just they got the win, when they needed it. For the Unicorns, Jalen Hurts did really well. Terry McLaurin, okay. But his defense definitely. Jonathan Allen, Aaron Donald, Zaire Franklin, CJ Mosley, Drew Tranquil, just really, really spot on, all in double figures. Do that on one side of the ball or the other, you usually have a good chance to win, especially if you're double projections. For the Pigskins, sort of the same as what Mike did. I mean, there's nothing really here to highlight. Christian Kirk came through again for him. Kyle Pitts finally showed up, got him some points on the board for fantasy owners. Over on the defensive side, same thing. Just a normal. Jeremy Chin got him a sack, and a couple pass deflected. Other than that, he's got Julian Love going tonight, and I don't think that's going to be enough to overcome the Unicorns and so you see who it is. Try that shit. But anyway, so yeah, Unicorns take this one, move to 2-1. Pigskins fall to 2-1. Puts them in a tie. Come in handy. This one will come in handy later if it ever comes down to that tiebreaker. Okay, so here we go. On to the next one. Now we got the Blitz and the Rottweiler. This is pretty much done. I mean, he needs one more point, and he has a player going tonight. So unless he just falls off the face of the earth, let's see who it is. It's Tony Pollard, which that's pretty good. Got to have. I think he's the better back at the moment right now in Dallas, my personal opinion. But so yeah, these guys put up a pretty decent score. They had some good highlights here. Joe Burrow, Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson, Tyler Lockett. Receivers just finally got on the board for him this week. Zach Ertz, Higbee, just goes on down the list. Clark, Hayward, Holcomb. I mean, everybody did well. I mean, you put up a good week like that, and just to run into someone like the Blitz who made some moves this week to get some players that really elevated them. They picked up Derrick Henry, Travis Kelce, who put up good numbers. Devin Duvernay did well. Lamar Jackson, we've already touched on, did really well again this week, put up almost another 40. Had a kicker put in 11 for him. So, yeah, Travis Kelce, Grady Jarrett did well for him. Just another one of those, go right down the list. Everybody did. The Bosa didn't do too well. And Hutchinson just nothing. Still had enough. Man. Linebackers really came through for him. Diablo, Lloyd, Roquan Smith, Kawhi Walker, Kazir White. So, yeah, a couple of rookies in there that did pretty well. Buda Baker and Hufanga. I'm not good at pronouncing names. But anyways, they're going to pretty much take this win. They have, like I said, Tony Pollard going, so should be no problem. Getting the win. The Blitz take the win, move to 3-0, and the Rottweilers continuing to look for that win. For a team that had some high aspirations for a chance at the playoffs and title run, not starting out well for you. But anyways, sorry about that, Matt. Gonna take another loss. And on we go to the next matchup. The next matchup is the Crunch and the Warlocks. Now the projections call it pretty close, within like 9-10 points. So this should come down to, can Tyler's two players he has going, Saquon and I think it was, I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau. So if he can get those two guys to put up, 40 points, he might have a chance. Tyler. Never out of it till you're out of it. He's got Michael Parsons going, which if he puts up a 20, you're going to need 40 for sure. So anyways, we'll just go through, see what some of the highlights were. I'm going to take the Crunch on this one, though. I'm sorry, Tyler. Goff did all right. Jameson putting up enough to get above the projections, but not enough to really make a statement. Gregory Rousseau still doing what a poach. That was a nice poach. Nice poach, Tyler. Rodriguez doing good. Warner. Amani Orway. James Darwin. Yeah, just enough, just a little over projection. So you're seeing some light from them. Not enough to put up some big numbers if we get some consistency. On the other side of the ball, Baker Mayfield's green, but fuck, he wasn't even projected to get above 10 points. Shit. And he barely did that. Okay. Clyde Edwards, Damon Pierce, Sutton, Goddard, Max Crosby really came through for him. TJ Edwards. He really needed those guys to come through for him too. Logan Wilson, Von Bell. So yeah, this is gonna be a close one, but I think the Crunch will take it. They'll move the 2-1, and the Warlocks will continue to look for a win. On to the next matchup. Okay, over here we have the Unforgiven and the Arsenic. And the Arsenic had just came out like a gangbuster this week. I think jumped out to a real early start. And never look back. And, should take this one pretty easily. Battle of the Unbeatens. He had Josh Allen did well for him. Breece Hall, nice game. AJ Brown, Marquise Brown, Curtis Samuel. Just guys, Quentin Williams, Alex Highsmith, Demario Davis, Rashawn Evans, Jordan Hicks, Eric Kendricks. The list goes on. He had just have a really good day today, this week, especially defensively. But Hodges usually got a pretty good defense. So it's nothing new. But to see his offense kind of come together a little bit, sure made him happy. He got the win. And over on the other side of the ball was he still has Zeke going tonight and Xavier McKinney. So not gonna happen. Like I said, I already don't even trust in that with Zeke. But anyways, no real bright shining spots. It's loaded with some very good players who just underperformed more than anything. Adam Thielen kind of picked up the pace a little bit, with Justin Jefferson not really doing much. Had him locked down most of the day. Frankie Louvu did pretty good. Nice little pickup for him there. You know, he got him some points. Kyle Walker, AJ Terrell, Brandon Jones were some highlights over there. But yeah, Hodge takes this one without a doubt. Good win for him. Probably get high score of the week unless, you know, the Blitz come from behind. Take it. But yeah, Haji moved to 3-0. Take the lead in chapter 10 of The Unforgiven will fall to 2-1. And on to the next matchup, which was the PP Monster Matchup of the Week, Slashers and the Mayhem. And it looks pretty close. And Carla doesn't have anybody going. And the Slashers, I'm pretty sure, have some good players, Noah Brown and DeMarcus Lawrence. So should be a pretty easy to get those couple points that he's going to need to take the win. And Slashers take another battle of the unbeatens here. So some highlights for the Mayhem. Ryan Tannehill, I guess. Go ahead. Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins, man. Just good players just didn't come through for Diggs, Higgins, Moore, Waddle. Really didn't come through for Quinn Williams, Za'Darius Smith, Chuck Clark, but no real biggies over there. We got Richie Grant over here for the Slashers. Did pretty good. Nick Bolton, Cam Hayward, Devontae Smith, and that pretty much rounds it out. McCaffrey did okay. Got 100 yards. Couldn't get the touchdown. That would have really boosted his numbers up there. But so yeah, unfortunately for Carla, nice offensive players just wasn't enough this week. So she's going to take the loss and she'll drop 2-1. Well, Slashers moved 3-0. Excuse me, sorry about that. So we're on to the next matchup, and this one is pretty much over. The Badgers are going to take the loss on this one as the Falcons will get another win. And they do have one other player going tonight, the Falcons do, and that's Kayvon Thibodeau. So just a little insult the injury there on that. That's about it. So for the Badgers, she had Derek Carr, had a pretty decent day. Romeo Dubs, nice to see him come through. Christian Kirk, still looking like the number one in Jacksonville. Man, they did really put up some numbers this week too. That was a crazy game. Tyler Higbee, Matt Prater, Al Woods, Miles Jack, and Darius Sneed. So she's got some good players, Buda Baker, and she's still just plugging away at that rebuild. It's going to be tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Okay, over here for the Falcons, you had CEH, Cordell Patterson. His wide receivers are just kind of Jamar Chase, Drake London. On the defensive side, he had Jarrett Highsmith, TJ Edward, Diablo, Kazir White, as we've touched on a few of these players before, Javon Holland, so good win for the Falcons, who moved to 2-1. Badgers still on the search for that first win. On to my next matchup. Next matchup is the Tremors and the Blizzard. And the Blizzard are probably going to lose this one. I'm not sure yet. I'm not going to. Let me see who he's got going. He's got CeeDee Lamb and Julian Love. And he needs to make up 50 points. Doable. This is definitely doable. Can I say it ain't doable? Do I think he gets it done? I think he's going to make it close. I think I'll make it close with those two players. But I'm going to have to say the Tremor take this one. And the Blizzard will fall 2-1. Tremors will move to 2-1. And highlights. Patrick Mahomes was not a highlight. Did not do well. Damon Pierce. We touched on AJ Brown, Greg Dortch, Mark Andrews. A few of these players laid some eggs for. Not good. Jordan Hicks, Devin Lloyd, Kendall Fuller did pretty well for her. Did pretty well for him. So, yeah. So the Blizzard will make it close, but I think it's going to be a tough haul. Even get close. So, Jalen Hurts for the Tremor did well. Brees Hall, which we touched on. Wide receivers, got some really decent wide receivers, actually really good wide receivers who just did not put up anything close to the projections. Robert Tonyan, Jonathan Allen on the defensive side, Gregory Rousseau, Jair Franklin, Jalen Ramsey, Lil Khan. Just did really well on the defensive side of the ball. Kevin Baird, Jeremy Chin, Brandon Jones. So it gave him the win. It was enough to give him the win. And Tremor will move to 2-1. Blitz fall to 2-1. On to our next one. And we're here. So it's the Vegas Tiger Sharks and the Killer Koalas. Killer Koalas are done for the evening. So the Tiger Sharks need to have their three players, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Micah Parsons, put up 70 points. That's doable with those players. It could happen, figure 20, but be close. Could be close. Could be really close. I think the projections have it as 20 points difference, but I'm thinking it's going to be closer than that, to be honest with you. Yeah. Daniel Jones may be the one that holds you back there, Shaq, but so let's roll through and just see what kind of highlights we have to offer for you. So I'm not really many. Quarterbacks really didn't do much. Running backs really didn't show up for the Koalas. That's wide receiver, Curtis Samuel, Schuster, Sutton. We just got the so-called projections. CJ Mosley, Logan Wilson, Woozy, and Mike Edwards all put up really good numbers. So basically, just put up a decent type score and left it up to Shaq and the Tiger Sharks to see if they could catch them. That's pretty much what it is. I don't think the Tiger Sharks are going to be able to do it. And Shaq will continue to look for his first win. There's a few of those going on around here. So, and on Tiger Sharks percent, I guess if you have a projection of 8 and get 19, that's a really good day. Like I said, Daniel Jones, Saquon are still going. He had Kyle Pitts had a nice day. Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack, Warner, Fred Warner, Pete Werner, Daniel, Jamal Dean, and Amari Hooker. I'll put a pretty good number. So I just don't think it's going to be enough. Sorry, Shaq, but you're going to fall to 0-3. Koalas move to 2-1. And then we move on to our next matchup, which is the Polk Panthers and the Titletown Tyrants. And they each have a couple players going. The match is pretty close, within 12 points. And he's got Sterling Shepard, the Tyrants, too, against Zeke and Anthony Brown. unfortunately, I think the Panthers are going to be able to hold off Tyrants, who are also going to be still looking for a win. So let's see what the highlights were. Both put up some decent numbers. So Burrows, Lawrence, Henry, Trey Hendricks, Andre Campbell, Eric Kendricks, Patrick Queen had a good day. Roquan Smith, Cam Dantzler, really well on the defensive side. Could have just had a couple of these offensive players do something. He could have probably won them. Okay, on the Panther side, not really much. I mean, his quarterbacks really kind of just got right at their projections. Same thing with the wide receivers. I mean, running backs. James Robinson did do pretty well. Zeke still got to go, but Zach Ertz, Travis Kelce, Randy Bullock, Kenny Clark, Max Crosby, both of them did really well on both sides on the defense. Demario Davis, Greenlaw, Holcomb, Louvu, Walker, Jalen Petrie. Did pretty good. So 2 good scores, just wasn't enough for the Tyrants to take the Panthers. Did he put Kittle in? No, he didn't put Kittle in. Thank goodness. Well, maybe. I think Kittle did better than 6.7. I don't know. Must be a different week. He's always complaining about Kittle. He's always saying something about Kittle. Well, I thought maybe Adam must be his main weight. Anyways, moving on. Tyrants still looking for a win. Panthers 2-1. And we're on to the Gunslingers and the Saints. And it looks like the Gunslingers are probably going to take this one. Got a really sizable lead. Have a player going. Have 2 players going, as a matter of fact. So it looks like the Slingers are going to take this one. As the Saints are still. Guy got their win. Got a win, so they're doing all right. Now I'm sure it's not what he thought it was going to be. But anyways, let's go on. Let's look at some of the highlights. Aaron Jones. I'm not even guess. Chase Edmonds did well. Got him a couple touchdowns. Had a really nice game. Najee just got what he needed. Josh Jacobs as well. Tyler Lockett did well. Terry McLaurin, Adam Thielen, Justin Tucker. Why even keep talking about kickers? But Quincy Williams, Carlton Davis, and then just a normal showing from his D-backs there. So I don't think that's going to be enough to overtake Lamar, Marquise Brown, Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson, Dallas Goedert, B.J. Hill, Jones, Mike Hilton, Jonathan Owens, all did well for him. So it was enough to hold them off. I think this Gunslingers should have enough. They have Crowder and Diggs going. So I'm sure that should be enough to be able to hold off the Saints. Saints would need a pretty good, a pretty good chunk with Van Der Esch. Unless he gets like 4 or 5 sacks, he should have luck. So Saints fall 1-2. Gunslingers move to 2-1, and we're on to our last matchup, which is the Puffins and the Gators. This is a really close one right now, and the projections even have it pretty close. And even looking at who they have going, Brown and Crowder going for the Gators, and DeMarcus Lawrence going for the Puffins. DeMarcus Lawrence could get him a couple sacks and really make it close. This is going to be a pretty close matchup. Damn Puffins, man. Like shit. But oh, well, the hell. Good matchup though. Gators moved some players this week. They look pretty promising. Each of them put up some solid numbers. So we'll just go ahead and just take a look on both sides. We'll start with the Puffins. We got Derek Carr, Geno Smith put up a good number. James Robinson, Russell Gage, Metcalf, Schuster all put up solid. Derek Brown, good numbers. Josie Jewell. I didn't think he was ever going to stop scoring last night. Chuck Clark, Jonathan Owens, Jalen Thompson. I think he just traded Jonathan Owens too. Mistaken. Okay, yeah, he's making moves himself. So probably be a new look team for the next match. But then for the Gators, quarterbacks really didn't do much. Chase Edmonds had a pretty good day. Ramonde Stevenson had a great day. Never expected it. Figured he had an opportunity. So I got one of his boom weeks. Great. I'll take it. Just traded for him. So got Brown going. Chris Olave put up 147 yards his first week with the Gators. And we're loving the outlook on that one. So still ain't got a touchdown though. Robert Woods did well this week. We're actually throwing them the ball a little more. Tyler Conklin, 8 for 84. Yeah, definitely didn't see that coming exactly. I figured he'd get some targets. I've never seen 8 for 84 though coming. On the defensive side, Joseph Day, Sean Gary, Miles Jack, Lou Khan, and Kevin Byard all did well for him. So yeah, I'm not betting against myself, so I'm thinking I'm gonna take down the Puffin, and Gators are gonna have dinner. We're gonna have Puffin tonight. Anyways, so that takes care of that. Gators are gonna take this, get their first win, and the Puffins are gonna fall to 0-3. I hope I didn't jinx myself on this. But anyways, that's it for the Monday Night Miracle. And I think like I said, I think I'm going to continue to do the videos. I like them. I may even like incorporate some other stuff into the article, some writing stuff that I wanted to do that I can't really do on a video. But so yeah, I hope everybody has a great Monday. I know this is out late, but I'm a hardworking man, and them kids worked me to death today. So I'm a little tired and I'm ready to just watch some football. So peace out. Y'all have a great day and great night and the rest of your week. See you guys next week. Later.